Hi, it's Brankin from Moss Tutoring. This is a bit of a different video, and we're going to just literally walk through a reasoning paper for the SATS. It's from the 2022 year. So just bear in mind, this is not a teaching video. It's literally just a walkthrough, just like sharing some hints and tips on how to get through the paper, really. So, and just to allow you to have a go alongside me doing it. So come with me as we do a SATS reasoning paper. So the first thing I need to do is you need to fill in the information here, and then there might be a blank page, which there is for me. Then there's some instructions. So it says here, you mustn't use a calculator to answer any questions in this test. You'll have 40 minutes to complete this test. This video might be a bit longer than 40 minutes because I just sort of walk through some little hints and tips of things as we go through. Follow the instructions for each question. Work as quickly as carefully as you can. So if you see you think actually this question's taken a bit too long, move on to another one. And if you have time, come back to that question that you were finding a little bit tricky or challenging, or one that was just taking a little bit too long. If you need to do any working out, you can use the space around the question, and don't write over any barcodes. The examiners need them for their examiner admin stuff, so please don't write on those. And some questions have a method box like this. So for these questions, you might get a mark for showing your method. If you can't do a question, go on to the next one. You can always come back to it later if you have time, as I've already said. And if you finish before the end, go back and check your work. And then the number of marks under each line at the side of the page tells you the number of marks available for each question. Here's an example of one of the barcodes at the bottom of the pages. Do not write on them, okay? Right, so let's get started. Question 1, circle the greatest number. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so how did you get on? So I know that this one is the greatest number because we've got, oh no, that's disappearing. We've got 9 millions, which they all have. We've got 200,000s, which they all have. Now these two have 1 in their 10,000, so now it's just going to be between these two. We've got 5 in the 1,000, so again it's still between these two. But here I can see I've got 300s, but 200s here, so it must be this one is the answer. So well done if that's the answer that you got. Okay, let's take a look at question 2. So pause the video and have a little go. Okay, so let's see, have a go at it. So it says one table can seat 8 people. How many tables are needed to seat 40 people? So I can see a little bit of multiplication effect there. So 8 times 5 is 40. So that must mean that we need 5 tables. So well done if that's the answer that you got. Okay, let's take a look at question 3. So we've got, pause the video, have a little go. How did you get on? So this is a nice partitioning question. So we've got 400,000, that's 400,000 there. Add 70, got the 70 there. So that must mean that this box must have 30,000 written in it. Okay, I'm going to pop a little comma in there just because. Okay, so well done if that's the answer that you got. Okay, so let's take a look at question 4. Have a go before I'll go through it with you. Okay, so how did you get on? So children estimated the number of beans in a jar. These are the estimates of 5 children. There they are. The exact number of beans in the jar was 1,380. Whose estimate was closest to the exact number? So we can see that Emma has got the closest to 1,400. So we're going to write Emma in the box on the line here. And whose estimate was furthest from the exact number? So we can see that Olivia's was the furthest away. We're not going to write her number in there. We're going to write her name. Okay, so well done if you got those two. That's nice, 2 marks there. So let's move on to question 5. Okay, so question 5 then. Pause the video to have a little go. How did you get on? So 1 ton is 1,000 kilos. A truck can carry 2.3 tons. So how many kilograms can the truck carry? So we're literally going to multiply 2.3 by 1,000. So it's 3 zeros. So we're going to go 3 spaces. If you've seen my previous videos on my YouTube channel, I've used this method to multiply by 1,000. Pop the zeros underneath. So the answer must be 2,300. So well done if that's the one that you got. Okay, let's take a look at question 6. So pause the video to have a little go. So it says Emma has a 5-litre bag of compost. She uses 2.75 litres. How much compost does Emma have left? So what we're going to do is I'm literally going to take away 2.75 from 5 litres. So you can always convert these both into millilitres. So you make 5,000 litres, take away 2,750. Or I'm just going to do a bit of column subtraction using decimals. So 2.75. Probably didn't need this column. Doesn't really matter. So 0 take away 0, 0. 0 take away 5, I can't do. Can't do it from there either, so we're going to take away from here. Going to make that into a 9, then make that into a 10. So 10 take away 5 is 5. 9 take away 7 in the tenths is 2. Decimal point. And 4 take away 2 is 2. To make that 2.25 litres. Make sure you write your answer in the box here. We don't need the, you can use the 0 if you want, but it's not really needed. So just, there you go. Well done if that's the answer that you got. Okay, let's take a look at question 7. So pause the video to have a little go. Okay, so it says, in a race, Ali completes a swim, a run, and a bicycle ride. The swim is 1/10 of the total distance. The run is 3/10 of the total distance. What fraction of the total distance is the bicycle ride? So I'm going to add these together. So that makes 4/10. 10/10 is 1 whole. Pardon me. So 10/10 is 1 whole. We're going to take away 6/10. No, 4/10, sorry, because it's 1 and 4 is 1 and 3 is 4. Take away 4/10. And then, so 10 take away 4 is 6. And then 10, we always keep these the same. So that would be the same as that was the bottom there. So the answer will be 6/10. So well done if you got that as your answer. Okay, let's take a look at question 8. Pause the video to have a little go. Okay, so how did you get on? So it says circle the improper fraction that's equivalent to 2 and 3/8. So I would just make this into an improper fraction. So you could just do 2 and 3/8. So 2 times 2 is 8. 2 times 2 is 16, sorry. Add 3 is 19 over 8. Okay, so I'm going to circle this one to bag that 1 mark. So well done if you got 19/8. Okay, let's take a look at question 9. Pause the video to have a little go. Okay, so it says this pictogram set shows how many DVDs a shop sells in 1 week. On Monday, 24 DVDs were sold. How many DVDs were sold on Friday? So let's have a look. So we've got 24 were sold. So 24 divided by 3 is 8. So that must mean that one of these discs or DVDs is equivalent to 8. So let's have a look at this one. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whole discs. So 6 times 8 is 48. Then we're going to add 4 because that's half a disc. So half of 8 is 4. So that would be 52. So well done if you got 52 as your answer for that one. Okay, let's take a look at question 10. We're almost halfway. So I think there's about 25 questions on this paper. So question 10, pause video to have a little go. So it says here, a shop has an offer. Buy 1 box for £1.90, get the second box half price. Ali buys 2 boxes of cereal. How much must he pay altogether? So if it's buy 1, get 1 second half price, we need to find out what half of £1.90 is. So let's work that one out. So we can always do 2 into 190. Okay, put the decimal point there. So 2 into 1 doesn't go. So let's move that 1 into the tenths there. So 2 into 19 goes 9 times with 1 left over. And 2 into 10 goes 5. So the second box half price will be 95p. So now we're going to add £1.90 and 95p. So 0 add 5 is 5. 9 add 9 is 10. That's like a cube, it is a 9. 9 add 9 is 18. Pop that there. And then 2 add 2, 2 add, let's start again. 1 add 1 in the 10 in the ones is 2, to make that an answer of £2.85. That's a 2-mark question. It says show your method. So I've shown 2 methods there, so that should get me 2 marks. Well done if that's the answer that you got. Okay, so let's take a look at question 11. Pause the video to have a little go. How did you get on? So we've got 3/10 equals something 20th. So take a look at what we've done to the tenths to make it into 20th. So we've times that by 2. So that must mean we need to do the same to this one. 3 times 2 is 6. That makes 6/20ths. And then if we take a look at the second one, so 12/15 equals 4 somethings. So I've divided 12 by 3 to get to 4. So that must mean that I need to divide 15 by 3 to make that 4/5. So well done if you got those 2 as your answers. Okay, let's take a look at question 12. So pause the video to have a little go. Okay, so how did you get on? So it says here, William has 4 parcels. Write the masses in order, starting from the heaviest. So you could always convert these into all the same measurements if you wanted to. So you could convert them all into grams or into kilos if that helps you. I'm not going to do that on this occasion just to save a bit of time. But I would start off with 2 kg is the heaviest. So I know it has a 2, but it doesn't mean to say it's the smallest. So I know that there's 1,000 kilos in 1 kilo, so that must be 2,000 kilos. Then it would be 1,500 grams. Then 1.4 kilos, kg, and then 300 grams to finish. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, so let's take a look at question 13. Pause the video to have a little go. Okay, let's see how you got on. So it says, look at the graph below that shows Dev's bike ride. Match each part of Dev's journey to the correct sentence. So I would just literally work from the list down here. So it says A to B. Let's have a look at A to B. So it's 10 minutes in time. He's travelled 3 kilometres. Ah, there we go. So it must be this one here. Dev travels 3 kilometres in 10 minutes. Cool. Right, B to C. So 10 minutes is taken in time, but he hasn't gone anywhere, so he must have had a rest. So that must be this one here. B to C is this one, isn't it? Yeah, make sure that you're doing this accurately. So C to D. So let's see what he's doing here. So we've got 10 minutes in total, and he's travelled 1 kilometre. Oh, so that must be this one here. So that leaves, by process of elimination, D to E must go with this one here. Let's just double check that. So we've got 10 minutes has passed. He hasn't quite travelled a kilometre, so yes, that must be correct. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, let's take a look at question 14. So pause the video to have a little go. How did you get on? So it says this 850 milliliter bottle of squash makes 17 drinks. How many milliliters of squash are in each drink? So for this one, I would divide 850 by 17. So you could spend some time doing some short division or long division. I'm not going to do that for this, just for the sake of the purpose of this video, to make sure it's not too long. So I know that the answer to that one would be 50 mils. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, so we're now on question 15. So have a go, pause the video and have a little go, and then we'll go through it afterwards. Okay, so how did you get on? So it says write the correct sign, equals, greater than, or less than in each box. So let's have a go. So 1 times 2 is 2, times 3 is 6. So I'm going to make a little note on top. 1 adds 2 is 3, add another 3 is 6, so they must be equal. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. Okay, 2 adds 2 is 6. So that must mean that 8 is greater than 6. Okay, 1 times 10 is 10 times 10 is 100. 1 adds 10 is 21. So that must mean that 100 is greater than 21. So 0 times 10 times 10, well, anything times 0 is just going to be 0 anyway. And then 0, 10 of 10 is 20. So that must mean that 0 is less than 20. So well done if those were your answers. Right then, question 16. We're getting on for about over the halfway mark now, which is really good. So tick the numbers that rounds to 28.7. Pause the video to have a little go. Okay, so I'm just going to literally tick these numbers. I'm not going to go through it too much, just to save a bit of time on the video, but these were the ones that you needed. So this one and this one. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, so number 17. Pause the video to have a little go. So it says here 6 divides into 40 with a remainder of 4. So write one other number that divides into 40 with a remainder of 4. So I could do, so if I could just take away 4 from 40, it's 36. So now we can just have a think about multiples, the factors of 36. So we know that, let's do a little factor bug here. So 1 times 36 is 36. That could be one. That could be one of your answers. We've got 2 times 18. So 18 could be one of your answers. We've got 3 times 12 is 36. So that could be one of your answers, 12 and one of your answers. Or you could have 4, so 4 times 9 is 36. So any one of these could be an answer that you could use. So I'm going to just go with 9 for that one. But any one of those 4 on this side would have been, any one of them would have been fine. So well done if you've got any of those. Question 18 is up next. So let's pause the video to have a little go. Okay, how did you get on? So it says this sign shows the number of empty spaces on each level of a car park at 10 a.m. So empty spaces, so we've got 511 free spaces. Level 1 has 268 free spaces. In this car park, each level has 800 spaces. What is the total number of cars parked in the car park at 10 a.m.? So those are the free spaces. So there are some spaces that have been used, okay? So we need to work out how many spaces are free on each level, then add them up. So we could do, we should use and add them up. So for 800, take away 511. So we know that 500 spaces are free. So we need to find out how many spaces are not free. So let's work that one out. So 10 take away 1 is 9. 9 take away 1 is 8. And that's not a 4, that's going to be a 7. So 7 take away 5 is 2. So that means there's 289 parked cars there on level 2. Okay, so now we have to do 800 take away 268 to find out how many spaces are not free on level 2. So let's make that 7. That's 1. That's 9. Make that 10 take away 8 is 2. 9 take away 6 is 3. Then 7 take away 2 is 5. So we now need to add these two numbers together. 289. Oh, I'm running out of space. Add 532. So 9 add 2 is 11. 8 add 3 is 11 and 1 is 12. And then 2 add 5 is 7. Add 1 is 821. So I'm going to make sure we put 821 into our box there. And because I've used some methods there, that should give me 2 marks. So well done if that's what you got there. Okay, let's take a look at question 19. Pause the video to have a little go. Okay, how do we get on? So it says here the circumference of this circle is 60 centimetres, not actual size. So what is the distance around the edge of the circle from A to B? So the whole thing is 60. So that looks like a quarter has been taken out. So we're going to divide 60 by 4 to make 15 centimetres. So you could do half of 60 is 30 and half it again to make 15. So there's several different ways you could do it. As long as you've got 15 centimetres, well done. So well done if that's what you got. Right, so we're getting on to question 20 now. We're getting close towards the end of the paper. So pause the video and have a little go. Okay, how'd you get on? So it says there are 432 places at a dance school. There are 2 age groups. This table shows the number of classes and the number of pupils in each class for each age group at the moment. So how many more pupils can join the dance school? So let's see how many we can do. So we're going to do 15 times 16 for this one. That will tell us how many pupils are in the 7 to 12 category. So 15 times 16. So that's 30. Then 1 times 6 is 6. Add 3 is 9. Pop a 0 on the end. Just going to erase that 3 there, so we won't need that. Oops, it's just my 0 as well. Let's put that back in. So, and then 1 times 5 is 5. Then 1 times 1 is 1. Let's add these together. Make 0. 9 add 5 is 14. So we've got 240 in that category. Okay. Then we've got 10 times, so we need to multiply these together. So 10 times 18 will be 180. So I won't even need to use a method for this one. So 240 add 180. So we've got 0, then 12. 2 add 1 is 4, so that's 420. So there's 432 places at a dance school in total. So 430 take away 432, sorry. So making sure that you're reading the question correctly. 420 equals, so 2 take away 0 is 2. 3 take away 2 in the tens is 1. 4 take away 4 in the hundreds is 0. So we can have our answer as 12. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, time for question 21. So pause the video to have a little go. Okay, so how did you get on? So each shape stands for a number. The total of the shapes on the diagonal line is 48. The total of all the shapes is 200. So what I would do is, I know that all of these add up to 48. So I divide 48 by 3, which would make 16. So let's pop 16 into our box there. Then they all add up to 200. So if I know that's 48, I could then add 16 again to 48. So 16. So those two here would add up to 32. Let's do 48 add 32. So 8 add 2 is 10. 4 add 3 is 7. Add 1 is 8 in the tens. So that's 80. So all the circles must add up to that. No, that's what all the triangles add up to, sorry. So 200 take away 80. Then that should tell us, that should help us work out what this would be. So 0 to 0 is 0. 0 take away 8 we can't do, so we're just going to subtract here from there, do exchange from there. So 10 take away 8 is 20 in the tens. Then 1 take away 0 in the hundreds, 120. So that's what that's what's remaining left over. So if we divide 120 by 4, because there's 4 circles, we're going to get 30. So 1 circle must be worth 30. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, time for question 22. We're very close to the end now. So you read the question first, have a little go, and then see how we got on. Okay, how'd you get on? So it says here you can make green paint by mixing 250 mils of blue paint and 1,150 mils of yellow paint. Stefan wants to make some of this green paint. He uses 750 mils of blue paint. How much green paint does he make? So I can see, if you compare them, he has multiplied 250 times 3 to get 750. So that means we need to multiply this by 3 as well. Okay, so then we can add it all together to see how much he's made. So 1,150 times 3. Okay, so 3 times 0 is 0. 5 times 3, 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 is 4. So 3 times 1 is 3. So that's how much yellow paint is going to need. So now I just need to add 750. Let's change that into that. So 0 add 0 is 0. 5 add 5 is 10. 7 add 4 add 7 add 1 is 12. Then 3 add 1 is 4,000s in the thousands column. So he would have made 4,200 millilitres. Remember to write our answer in the box. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, time to look at question 23. So pause the video to have a little go. Okay, how'd you get on? So Adam has a bag of fruit that weighs 1.25 kilos. He takes out a banana. Now the bag of fruit weighs 1.1 kilos. Next he takes out an orange. Now the bag weighs 920 kilos. How much more does the orange weigh than the banana? Okay, so let's work out the difference between 1.25 and 1.1 first. So let's work that out. So 1.25 take away 1.10. Put a 0 there because we've got a 5 in the hundredths there. So just there as a placeholder. So 5 take away 0 is 5. 2 take away 1 and the tenths is 1. Put a decimal point, so that's a 0 there. So we've got 0.15. So that's how much a banana weighs. But we need to work out how much more the orange banana weighs. So well, now what we're going to do is take a look at the difference between. Now we're going to take a look at the difference between when the orange was taken out. So what we're going to do now is we're now going to start with the 1.1 kilos. Oh, 1.1 kilos. I might just pop that on there. Then it was 920 grams, wasn't it? So the bag weight. So it's 0.920. Okay. So add an extra 0 there as a placeholder. So I'm going to do a bit of a subtraction here. So 0 take away 0 is 0. 0 take away 2 we can't do. So let's make that a 0, make that a 10. So that's 10 take away 2 is 8. Then we've got 0 take away 9 we can't do. So we're going to take away this from our 1s. So 10 take away 9 is 1. Then we've got a decimal point and 0 take away 0 is 0. So that's 0.180. So that's the difference between taking the orange out. So now what we're going to do is work out the difference between 180 and this 0.15 here as well. So we're going to pop on 0.180, take away 0.150. Probably don't really need these zeros, but it's just nice to have. Then 0 take away 0 is 0. 8 take away 5 is 3. 1 take away 1 in the tenths is 0. And that's in that. So, but this is actually in kilos because we've got this all in decimal points and we're using kilos and grams here. So let's now put this into grams because that's what the question's asking us to do. So to convert the kilos into grams, we're going to multiply this number by 1,000. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, put a 0 there, to make that 300 grams. So well done if that's what you got. That's quite a tricky question, that one. We are officially on the last 2 questions of this paper. Hurrah! Right, so pause the question here for number 24 and have a little go. Okay, how'd you get on? So it says here is an isosceles triangle inside a rectangle. Calculate the angles of x and y. So I know, so we can use what we don't know. We use what we do know to work out what we don't know. So I know that the two angles in an isosceles triangle are always the same. So what I would do here is I've got 30 degrees here. I know that all the triangles in a triangle add up to 180. So I could do 180 take away 30 is 150. And then 150 divided by 2, so I've got two of these, is 75. So I'm going to make sure that I write this down as well. So I've got 180 take away 30 is 150. Now that's what these two angles here must add up to. So because they're both the same, I'm going to divide that by both by 2. So x must be 75. Okay, and you can also do a bit of column addition. You could do some bus stop method there to help you if that helps you with that one. So now we need to work out what y is. So if we know that this is 75, and this is a right angle, isn't it? This whole thing here. So that whole thing would be 90. So 90 take away 75. So, well, 0 take away 5 we can't do. So let's take that from there. And then make that 10 take away 5 in the ones. So that would be 5. 8 take away 7 in the tens is 1. To make that 15 degrees. So well done if that's what you got there. Okay, so we're on the final question. Pause the video to have a little go at this one. So let's see how we got on. So it says here, the triangle is to be transformed on the grid as follows. First, translate the shape 7 units down, then reflect the resulting triangle in the y-axis. Draw the new triangle on the grid for after each transformation. Then sneakily put it down here, not up here. Use a ruler. So I'm going to make sure that when I'm drawing, I'm using my straight lines to use that, but you need to use a ruler in the real thing. So it says we're going to translate the shape 7 units down. So let's work at this one first, or this one, doesn't really matter which one. So we'll count 7 down. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we know that's going to start here. Oh no, it's going to start here. And then we know that one goes down by 4 squares and down by 1 row. Okay. Then we've got to go down to -7 because it's 7 down. No, to -6, sorry. And then we're going to head down to here. And then just join them all up like so. So that's the first transformation. That's the first transformation done. Then we need to reflect this in the y-axis. We're going to go over this side. So I'm going to draw a line coming down 4 lines here. Take a nice reflection of that one. And then I know that's 1 row down, but 4 squares. So I'm going to come down here like so. And then I'm going to just draw these lines together like that. So well done if that's what you got as well. And that's a nice 2-mark question. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to book tuition, do let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe to be the first to know about more videos coming your way on the Moss Tutoring YouTube channel. I do hope it's been helpful, and thank you so much for watching.